Hello, seekers of knowledge. Today, prepare yourselves for a journey into the shadows as we explore the chilling realm of cults and the insidious tactics used by their leaders. Now, before we dive in, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself this. How is it possible for intelligent, independent individuals to be ensnared in the web of a cult? The answer is both fascinating and disturbing. We've all heard of cults and their magnetic leaders, but what if I told you that the very same psychological mechanisms that these leaders exploit are present in our everyday lives, often in subtle and unnoticed ways? Today, we're not just examining the extreme cases, we're uncovering the universal truths about human psychology that make us vulnerable to manipulation. Think about it for a moment. How much control do we willingly surrender in our daily lives without even realizing it? What if the very essence of our freedom is more fragile than we'd like to believe? Today, we embark on a journey to dissect the dark art of mind control, hoping to shine a light on the shadows that threaten the core of our autonomy. So buckle up, because in the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the secrets of cult leaders, exploring the psychological tactics they use to gain total control over their followers. Stick around. This is going to be a mind-bending exploration you won't want to miss. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into a real-world case that exemplifies the intricate dynamics of a cult and its leader. Our case study today revolves around a figure known as Charles Anderson, the charismatic founder of the Eternal Unity cult. Charles Anderson, a seemingly ordinary individual, managed to draw hundreds into his orbit, promising enlightenment, purpose, and an unbreakable bond of unity. But as we unravel the layers of this case, we'll discover how his charisma masked a sinister agenda. Charles, with an affable demeanor and a magnetic presence, lured followers into a world that seemed utopian on the surface. Eternal Unity promised a life free from the complexities of the outside world, a sanctuary for those seeking meaning beyond the mundane. But beneath the surface, Anderson employed a range of psychological tactics to manipulate his followers. One of the key strategies was isolation. Members were gradually cut off from family, friends, and any dissenting voices, creating an echo chamber where Anderson's influence reigned supreme. As we delve deeper, we uncover the power of information control. Charles meticulously regulated the information reaching his followers, shaping their reality and ensuring that any outside perspective was perceived as a threat to the Eternal Unity they held so dear. Fear, too, played a pivotal role. Anderson cultivated an atmosphere of apprehension, instilling the belief that leaving the cult meant abandoning not just a community but one's very purpose in life. The fear of isolation became a leash tightly held by the charismatic puppeteer. As we wrap up this case study, keep in mind that Charles Anderson is just one example. Cults and their leaders come in various forms, but the underlying methods of manipulation share common threads. By understanding these tactics, we empower ourselves to recognize and resist undue influence. In our case study of Charles Anderson and the Eternal Unity cult, we've scratched the surface of the manipulation tactics at play. Now, let's dissect these techniques and understand how cult leaders like Anderson exert control over their followers. Firstly, isolation, a potent tool in the arsenal of cult leaders. Charles Anderson strategically isolated his followers from the outside world, creating a sense of dependency on the Eternal Unity community. The power of this tactic lies in severing ties with dissenting voices and alternate perspectives, leaving individuals vulnerable to the influence of the charismatic leader. Imagine a world where your only reality is shaped by the words of a single person. This isolation not only fosters dependence, but also intensifies the bond between members, reinforcing the belief that the cult is their only refuge. Next, information control, a subtle but powerful mechanism. Charles regulated the flow of information within the Eternal Unity cult, filtering out anything that contradicted his narrative. By monopolizing information, cult leaders shape the reality perceived by their followers, making them more susceptible to manipulation. This controlled information ecosystem creates a distorted lens through which members view the world. Questioning the narrative becomes synonymous with betraying the community, further tightening the leader's grip on their psyche. Fear, the third pillar of manipulation. Charles Anderson thrived on instilling fear in his followers. The fear of isolation, the fear of losing purpose, and the fear of external threats. This fear becomes the glue that binds individuals to the cult, stifling dissent and maintaining control. When fear becomes the driving force, critical thinking takes a back seat, The anxiety of stepping outside the prescribed boundaries set by the leader becomes paralyzing, trapping followers in a cycle of dependence. In analyzing the Eternal Unity cult, we witness a pattern, a disturbing synergy of isolation, information control, and fear. These tactics, though extreme in cults, echo in various forms across our society. Recognizing these patterns empowers us to identify and resist manipulation in our everyday lives. Now that we've dissected the manipulation tactics used by leaders like Charles Anderson, it's time to shift our focus to empowerment. How do we protect ourselves from falling prey to such influence? Let's explore solutions to this pervasive problem. Then first and foremost, cultivate critical thinking. Charles Anderson thrived on followers who unquestioningly accepted his narrative. By honing our critical thinking skills, we create a mental shield that enables us to analyze information, question narratives, and resist undue influence. Remember, critical thinking is not about being skeptical of everything but about being discerning. It's about asking questions, seeking evidence, and embracing a nuanced understanding of the world. Secondly, foster open dialogue. Cult leaders often thrive in environments of silence and isolation. By encouraging open conversations with diverse perspectives, we break down echo chambers and create spaces where ideas can be challenged and examined. Communication is our greatest tool against manipulation. Engage in respectful conversations, listen to different viewpoints, and challenge your own beliefs. It's in these dialogues that we build resilience against the tactics employed by manipulative leaders. Next, prioritize education. Charles Anderson controlled information to maintain his hold on the Eternal Unity cult. By actively seeking knowledge from diverse sources, we empower ourselves to see beyond the narrow narrative imposed by manipulators. Read, explore, and stay informed. The more we know, the less susceptible we become to the distortions of those who seek to manipulate us. In our quest for solutions, let's remember that the power to resist manipulation lies within each of us. By nurturing critical thinking, promoting open dialogue, and prioritizing education, we build a collective defense against the tactics of manipulative leaders. If you find these solutions valuable, share this video with your friends, family, and anyone who may benefit. Together, we can create a community that thrives on knowledge, resilience, and empowerment. As we come to the end of our journey into the realm of cults and manipulation, it's crucial to reflect on the lessons learned and the path forward. I hope this exploration has been as enlightening for you as it has been for me. This journey has been eye-opening, and I believe the insights we've gained can serve as guideposts in our quest for understanding and resilience. The first lesson is the power of awareness. Through the case study of Charles Anderson and the Eternal Unity cult, we've seen how manipulation thrives in the shadows of ignorance. Awareness, both of our own vulnerabilities and the tactics employed by manipulative leaders, is the first step toward breaking free from their grasp. By staying informed and vigilant, we create a mental fortress that guards against the subtle influences that seek to shape our thoughts and beliefs. Lesson 2 is the strength of community. As we navigated through the analysis, we discovered that isolation is a potent weapon wielded by manipulators. Building strong, open communities that encourage diverse perspectives and critical thinking is our defense against the divisive tactics used by cult leaders. Remember, the bonds we form with others, based on shared values and mutual respect, can withstand the isolating tactics employed by those who seek to control. The third lesson is the perpetual journey of learning. Cultivate an insatiable curiosity and a commitment to ongoing education. The more we learn, the more we fortify ourselves against manipulation. Knowledge is not just power, it's our compass guiding us through the complexities of an ever-changing world. Each book read, each conversation had, contributes to our growth and resilience. It's an investment in ourselves that pays dividends in our ability to discern truth from manipulation. In concluding our exploration, let's carry forward these lessons: the power of awareness, the strength of community, and the perpetual journey of learning. By embodying these principles, we empower ourselves to navigate a world where manipulation is an unfortunate reality. Your engagement, insights, and shared experiences enrich the collective wisdom of our community. As we move forward, let's remain vigilant, supportive, and curious. If you resonate with these lessons, hit the like button, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and share your thoughts in the comments. Together, we continue to learn, grow, and empower one another. Until next time,